Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Inside the Musical Mind. And this time around, I am welcome to have the one and only, the iconic drummer, Chris Slade. How are you, Mr. Slade?
Good. Thank you, Peter. Thanks a
Good.
lot.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an honor. So you've got so much going on right now, and the Chris Slade timeline, you have a new album out, Timescape, and it just came out in
Yep.
July, right? How is
Yeah.
everything going with that?
Good. I'm very pleased with it. We've been doing it for the last 2 years. And I'm very pleased the way it's gone, actually. So, and so are the guys. So, there's some great musical moments on it, I think. And I hope they think so too. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, so far, I mean, it sounds great, and you've got a great band. On the recent single, Back with a Vengeance, James Cornford gets a fantastic lead tone on his guitar. He's got a really good band there.
Yeah. Yeah. He's great. I mean, people just stand applauding, every time he does a significant solo. He's a tremendous player. Mike Clark, the keyboard player, um, have been playing together since they were 11 years old.
Oh,
And they're 35 now. So, they've been together a long time and are a great musical foundation for the band.
yeah.
And I've known for a long time, and I knew they could do this job because I wanted to play my career, if you like, from AC/DC to, if necessary, Tom Jones, you
Right.
know. And some people just, well, I'm a heavy player, man. I can't play that, I'm not going to play that. I'm a heavy player. There's none of that with them. I knew they would fit with what I wanted because I used to go see them playing in cover band, and they would do things like Genesis and Kansas vocally as well,
Oh,
perfectly. So I knew they were good,
yeah.
and could easily do the job. As I say, I've known them for a long time too. Before that, so it's we've been together now 12 years,
Hmm.
same people, and we're really pissed off with each other. No, we get on really well together.
Well, that's good. Yeah,
Um,
and you have such a varied career that you have to have a pretty versatile band to cover all the chapters you've had.
yeah, it's completely diverse music. Just like the album, I think, actually, it's very diverse.
Hmm.
It reminds me of Earth Band album, Man from Man's Earth Band.
Hmm.
We've got two singers. Bun Davis does the AC/DC stuff and the rockier stuff. And Stevie G does the Uriah Heep, David Gilmour, Jimmy Page material. And he also plays bass.
Now, with the
So
new
that's the band.
album, how are you working? Because you've got cover songs on the new album and original material.
Yeah.
What proportion are you dialing in the new original songs into your set list? Like, are you doing one
We
or
do,
two? Or are you doing all of them?
we'll do, I don't know, I haven't thought about that, but two of them.
Okay.
Six of them, sorry. I was going to say about two separate things, but we do about an hour of AC/DC songs, not all together.
Hmm.
We vary things, and we do about an hour of the other material. So, we can play for over 2 hours. We could probably do 3 or 4 hours if necessary, but usually after 2 hours, we say this is the last song, and then they complain. That's when the audience complains. Oh, this is the last song. Oh.
Yeah, now they're upset.
Um, so we have entertained them. We always do. I'm really proud of this band, and I'm glad to get it down on recording. Uh, and there's a couple of great tremendous guitar solos on it,
Hmm.
and keyboard solos too.
Yeah.
So it's it's a CD after my liking, if you, if you get
Well,
the
that's
drift.
important.
You've got to like it yourself,
Right.
Otherwise, what's the point? And we will play about where the second side, because there's 2 CDs, as you know. The second side, second CD, is covers, as you said, and that was done live, but into a desk, so we could do something with it. So we could mix it properly instead of from a phone, which is usually awful, as you know.
Right.
The sound is terrible, but this at least was put through a desk, so we could, mix it. Back with the Vengeance, we do live. It always goes down really well. And we've been doing Questions and Joybringer for years, actually, in Timeline, because they came from Manfred Mann's Earth Band from the 70s.
Right.
But I wrote the lyrics, so I figured they could go on the originals. The next one we're going to do is Sundance, actually.
Okay.
That's the next one we're going to learn. And I've got to learn Time Flies, even though I sang it, lead singer. First time I've ever done that.
Right. Although you whisper in the intro to Back with a Vengeance, so your sort of vocals are on that.
Yeah, it's a mix actually of whispering and going like this.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm on that also.
I wanted to ask you that because you've said in other recent interviews that in the last couple of years you've started writing not only lyrics but melodies. And
well, I've always written since the 70s, since Earth Band. I've always wrote lyrics. But for the last 2.5 years, I've really been getting melodies also. I got some in the past. When I say I get them, they just pop in my head, which is how most writers will tell you it happens. La da 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 da. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I do that. I sing into a little tape recorder thing, and a tape recorder shows me age.
No.
And I take it to Mike Clark, who is invaluable because I don't write. I don't play a chordal instrument at all.
Right.
I can sing in tune, and I know what chords I want, but I can't name them or play them. I just go la da da, and he knows what I'm talking about, and he'll put some chords down behind it. So he's been infallible in this writing process.
Is it really neat hearing your own melodies over music that you've helped create for the first time? Because you're so used to hearing yourself on albums, but to hear an actual melody that you came up with must be a new dimension.
Yes, it's very satisfying, I must say, because it's like, oh, I wrote that, and I didn't just write that melody. I wrote the bass line, and I wrote the string line, and everything else in between, vocal harmonies, So I'm quite proud of that.
Yeah.
And I've never done it before to that extent. I was never given the opportunity. When you work with Jimmy Page and Paul Rodgers, they don't need your songs or AC/DC.
Right.
They don't need your songs,
I imagine that's fair. That's fair enough. You're not suggesting to David Gilmour what he might play.
Yeah. Actually, I tried once sending Gilmour some lyrics, but he didn't use them. So, but that was quite a long time ago now. But of course, I was with him for a year on the road, on a bus, so I know him quite well. Yeah, Dave, actually, here's some words, mate.
I think it was 84. There's a video of you playing with David at the Hammersmith Odeon in 1984. That's one of my favorite live performances.
Yes, in 84. I remember. And